The objective today is to describe the role the EFF plays in Internet civil liberties. Just so you know, this is one of my favorite lessons. The EFF is a super interesting nonprofit that works internationally to protect Internet liberties, and so it's sort of like the civil liberties of the internet that they're looking out for, and just the whole organization is really interesting. What we have not started is talking about the end of unit project yet, but we're getting much closer, today being day 8. What's in progress is learning more about copyrights, like do's and don'ts, and what we have completed is a basic copyright website where you can add more and more to as this unit moves forward. So, the EFF, they do a lot. It stands for the Electronic Frontier Foundation. So here's just 5 things they do, and I'm going to have a think, write, share of these first 5 provisions, which one is most important. Number 1, provides funds for legal defense in court. Number 2, presents amicus curiae, which is friend of the court briefs on cases relating to internet liberties. So it's to help judges and lawyers understand things about the internet. Number 3, defends individuals and new technologies from what it considers abusive legal threats. Number 4, works to expose government malfeasance. And number 5, provides guidance to the government and courts. But that's not all they do. They do so much. So another think, write, share in terms of picking the most important of the next 5. So number 6, organizes political action in mass mailings. Number 7, supports some new technologies which it believes preserves personal freedoms and online civil liberties. So here's an optional think, write, share for you, or a challenge one. I need an example of this. What kind of technologies are they supporting that could increase personal freedoms? Think, write, share that inside your work today for some bonus points too. Number 8, maintains a database and websites of related news and information. Number 9, monitors and challenges potential legislation that it believes would infringe on personal liberties and fair use. It's as of October 2017 right now. This is something that's in the news very, very much. Number 10, solicits a list of what it considers abusive patents with intentions to defeat those that it considers without merit. And that last one is such an issue, and a very interesting one as well. If you go to EFF website, you can see this stupid patent of the month ribbon they give to people. Here at EFF, we see a lot of stupid patents. There was the patent on scan to email and the patent on bilateral and multilateral decision making. There are so many stupid patents that Mark Cuban endowed a chair at EFF dedicated to eliminating them. And if you don't know who Mark Cuban is, he's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and you can see him on that show Shark Tank, where people with new ideas or new patents present them to him and 3 other very wealthy people, and then they choose, or they have the opportunity to invest in these new patents or new ideas. We wish we could catalog them all, but with tens of thousands of low-quality software patents issuing every year, we don't have the time or resources to undertake that task. And again, this is from the EFF. So my recent favorite, though, is Stupid Patent of the Month's JP Morgan. They came up with a patent for inter-app permissions, which means if you have like a Facebook app on your phone and you wanted to go to like DeviantArt app and you click the sign in with Facebook button, JP Morgan is saying that they're the ones who created that idea. They're the ones who should have protection for such an idea, while most of the technological world would agree that such an app or patent is ridiculous, because inter-app permissions is just sort of like a common sense approach to balancing all the different apps on your phone. So the origin story of the EFF, to start, offers of financial support came from John Gilmore and Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak is very famous for his work with Steve Jobs, and he's basically the hardware genius behind a lot of things in Apple, or at least the early days of Apple. Barlow and Capor are the founders of the EFF. They continued to research conflicts between the government and technology in June 1990. Barlow posted online the influential article entitled Crime and Puzzlement, in which Barlow announced his and Kapoor's plans to create an organization to raise and disperse funds for education, lobbying, and litigation in the areas relating to digital speech and the extension of the Constitution into cyberspace. That is a really cool term. Constitution in cyberspace. So think, write, share. What was the original intention of the EFF based on this paragraph? In modern times, that's September 17th, 2017, when I created this, the EFF just resigned from the W3C. That stands for the World Wide Web Consortium. Large corporate members of the W3C are being given preferential treatment by the director of the W3C versus researchers, governments, archivists, and security experts. What should have been general consensus by compromise on the topic of DRM has all been overruled by the director in favor of large corporations. So, too long didn't read. Basically, what they're saying is that EME is being installed on web browsers to help stop piracy, and the EFF is not okay with this. They're not okay with the EME technology or the DRM technology, which is intended to stop pirates. As of 2016, the EME interface, and EME stands for Encrypted Media Extensions. This interface has been implemented in the Google Chrome browser, Internet Explorer, Safari, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge. So basically all your mainstream browsers have this anti-piracy software in it. Imagine if Flash technology was made a permanent fixture in modern browsers instead of being phased out, and the security nightmare fallout for future generations. The DRM being proposed by large corporations make it a criminally punishable offense to audit it for security flaws, which is basically a loss for everyone. So the think, write, share on here is, do you agree should security-minded programmers be allowed to break DRM? We will talk more about DRM and EME, but for now, just know that DRM stands for Digital Rights Management, and it is a set of access control technologies for restricting the use of proprietary hardware and copyrighted works. To learn more, read the Wikipedia article on the EFF or use the Readable app to listen to the article. It's very fascinating. I wonder if we'll need an EFF-like organization for more technology that is coming into existence that the government is ignorant of. So such examples I'm thinking about include AI, autonomous cars. So the EFF regularly brings and defends lawsuits at all levels of the U.S. legal system in pursuit of its goals and objectives. Many of the most significant technology law cases have involved the EFF, including MGM Studios, Inc. vs. Grokster Limited, Apple vs. Doos, and others. These cases in patent busting is probably what EFF is most famous for. Feel free to research more on your own, especially learning details about the cases. If you're thinking about going to law school or eventually becoming a lawyer, that is, you can definitely have time in class to research more of these cases that the EFF has been involved in. So, end of the lesson here. Pick one IB question to answer. Your DOL, what role does the EFF play in protecting our civil liberties? Overall, does the internet do more good or more harm to the people who can access it?